coordinator. You say, my chairman name like this. In IPOB, we don't answer chairman. We don't answer president. What we answer is coordinators. So when you ask the ESN member, you say, who is your coordinator? Which family unit do you belong to? Because when he tells you this, it's very easy for the leadership to trace the person down to where he belongs to. Criminals are always there. They are always there to take up any opportunity, any chance to commit crimes in the name of IPOB. That is why we are saying this evening, those who care to know, or those who wants to understand what is happening. Also, the Ebubago in Imo State, they are creeping into Anambra presently. The Ebubago are also committing the same similar crimes. The Ebubago people are also kidnapping people. They are kidnapping the Biafrans, asking them for ransom. If they don't pay, they kill them. The Ebubago did today. They have kidnapped one Igwe in Olo. Today, Ebubago has kidnapped him. And as they have kidnapped him, people will be shouting, oh, it's IPOB. Or no, it's a Ebubago that kidnapped that traditional ruler. And they kidnapped him with more than 10 other people. So everything that you are hearing on social media, kindly be very careful before you start to claim, oh, these are people. No, we do not condone all these people. We do not want all these kind of criminals in our midst. We are not going to accommodate any criminal, especially the criminals that are hiding in Osumogu, claiming that they are doing things in the name of IPOB and ESN. I want to make it clear that they do not belong to ESN. They are not part of this movement. We do not recognize them. We don't know who they are, who is controlling them, what they are doing. This is just a criminal gang killing and kidnapping our people, and it is our duty to inform the public. We are not going to accommodate anything, or we are not going to accept anything that will tarnish the image of this movement. Today, they kidnapped Eze Magnus Chukwuemeka Duribu at his palace in Umuoma Autonomous Community. Umuoma Autonomous Community. They were kidnapped by Ebubago people and maybe up to 10 other people. They kidnapped them, and this is how they will extort money from them. When they fail to pay them, the next thing you will hear is that they will kill them. We know many people that Ebubago have picked up and killed, and nobody is saying anything. Why we are saying all these things? ESN is doing their own job, which it is not something we are going to mention to the public. But our duty is to make sure we clean all those who are destroying the name of IPOB, destroying the name of, we are doing it in our own way, and we are not going to explain it to anybody. Because we found out that the government, some devilish politicians, and some of these criminals answering ESN and the fake ESN, all of them, they are all doing this thing for money. It is all about greed, to make money and tarnish the image of IPOB. It is very, very important. Very, very important that everybody will understand what is happening between Imo State and Anambra. There is no way IPOB will go where they are burying somebody and ask you to pay them. If not, you won't bury people. It doesn't happen. There is nowhere. There is no place IPOB will confront people. IPOB is taking care of people, burying people that they killed also. Most of our people killed, IPOB are burying them. So it is impossible for somebody to bury his loved ones. Then you will hear it is fake ESN that is going there. I ask all IPOB media warriors, go out there, defend this cause. We have nothing to hide. What we are doing is a genuine movement. Our hands are clean. Anybody planning evil against us, he will fall into that pit he's digging against for us. Finally, what I want to say this evening is our leader's case is coming up on 28/6/2022. We want every Biafran to be very, very careful. We know the tradition. If our leader is going to court, don't say they have not come and announced. Let us stop all these confusions. Last time people said, oh, every day, any day, our leader is going to court. There is always a sit at home. And we want everybody to be on alert. Every time he's going to court, it is a must that we must sit at home in all Biafra land. And if, like what happened on 26th, we know that many people have traveled to Abuja. People have traveled to Abuja before that date. They said the court has been postponed, or the court was not going to sit that day. Please, if you get to Abuja, this is also part of the struggle. If the court is not sitting, kindly return back to Abuja, kindly return back to your destination. There is no need to make protests. Nobody should push you, say because they didn't bring him to court, you started protesting Abuja. Please do not do that. If they say the court is not holding, you kindly return back like most of you did the last time. And also always be on alert. If they say the court will not hold also, we will alert the public. But we are sure they have given 28th of August, 28th of June for the next court sitting, and that day will be a sit at home. Finally, I said it last time when I was on an interactive program. IPOB leadership under the command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, officially, we are not asking, we do not have any official statement. I have gotten a lot of information in Enugu. People are complaining that Mazi Chike Doziem did emergency broadcast and said everybody should go to take his PVC. Please discard this information. This is lies from the pit of hell. These are people who have devised another means to blackmail the leadership of IPOB. IPOB leadership did not ask anybody to go to take PVC. There is no official statement on this, and we are saying, the only thing we will tell you is this. For those of you who want to go to do politics, if you are IPOB principal officer, please step aside from the IPOB activities and go your way. Do not bring politics into what we are doing. We didn't come out for this struggle because of P2B. We didn't come out this because of PVC. We didn't come out for this struggle because we are looking for Igbo presidency. We did not come out of this because we are fighting for somebody from an Igbo extraction to become the president of Nigeria. That is not. Our people that have died, over 5 million people, did not die because of PVC. They didn't die because of Igbo presidency. Most of us are in exile today. It is not because of Igbo presidency. Most of us have been killed. It's not because of Igbo presidency. Many of us have destroyed our source of livelihood. It's not because of Igbo presidency. Please do not bring the politics of Igbo presidency into this Biafran struggle. And finally, for those of you who are not IPOB members, who are supporters of IPOB, or who want to participate in Nigerian politics, kindly do not use the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in any of your PVC campaign. This is a warning we are giving everybody. We don't have time to come and tell you. If you don't want our trouble, if anybody don't want our trouble, you are a politician, you are this. Do not use the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB leadership in any of your political statements. If you don't want our trouble, we are making it very clear. What matters so much for us now is our leader, give us the date for a referendum, and make sure our people are secured, Fulanis are driven away from our land. One thing is this, we are not going to accommodate or are going to accept. In many years, they have killed our people because of politics. Using court people, all these things, and why we are not doing any of this. Anybody, our people have been killed enough, our people have been displaced enough, our business has been destroyed. Anybody, because of politics, any politician for his sake, our people are being killed, destroyed. We are not going to take it easy with that person. If you come, you want to do your politics, do it. But you see in Biafra land, if any of you, because of your political thuggery or this thing, and our people are killed, things are destroyed, IPOB will place a ban on any political rally in our land. If you do not want our trouble, do your things, but do not cause insecurity in our land, because we have enough insecurity in our land. If any politician, because of him, they start to cause and kill our people based on the insecurity we have at hand, we will place a ban on those people in order not to turn our land where politicians will come and kill. If you are people from the court, they are using you people to kill our people because of political issues, we are not accepting it. We are making this thing very, very clear. Our people have been killed enough. Our duty is to secure our land and protect our people. Anybody coming in any form to kill our people, that time they will see the other side of IPOB and the ESN. Therefore, dear friends, this is only what I have to inform you this evening. I will be coming on an interactive program on 21st. That means on Tuesday. I'll be coming on an interactive program on Tuesday by 7 p.m. If you have your questions, if you have your doubts, if you have things that are disturbing you, please kindly put it together. I will be here on Mazi Chinedu's program on 21st. That is on Tuesday, June 7 p.m. Biafran time. And I will tell you, may Chukwu Abiyama bless every Biafran, bless all of you, those who have remained strong in this struggle, those who have remained steadfast in this struggle, those who have continued to support this movement, those who, at the end of the day, you stood when this storm was raging, when the enemies were coming from any side. The battle is not yet over. It is not yet over until our leader is released unconditionally, until a date of referendum is given to us and Biafra is restored. This journey is not going to end until we achieve those things. The people can blab. It is a matter of time. The truth will always come out in open. We have nothing to hide. We have come to serve Biafra, the IPOB leadership, and all the principal officers around the world. We are all dedicated. Our reasons is because Mazi Carlo called us, and many of us, we heard that call, and we are here to serve our people, to make sure that that promise that was given to them, that we will restore Biafra, that we will make it come to actualization. Thank you, Mazi Chinedu. May Chukwu Abiyama bless you and bless all of you who have gathered this evening to listen to this gospel. Thank you.
Mazi, thank you very much. And remain blessed. We must continue. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. You heard the voice of Mazi Chinedu outlining things that we should know. Therefore, we must continue. We must continue in our normal Saturday program with one other Marien Haider. We must continue on our religious discussion. Just hold on. Okay. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you back to today's edition. I will go straight to the topic of my submission today, of our discussion, I should say. Wanda, I hope you are hearing me. Are you? Wanda, please, before I continue.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, good. So, as I said, the topic of our submission or our discussion is a discussion today is just like a question. Should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in modern society building? That is the question. should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in this modern society, in a modern society building? That is a question that we are here to discuss, of which after we open our lines as usual so that people will start calling. But let me continue because we must preach this gospel. We must. So, should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in a modern society building? You know, let's start by saying that a nation is a large body of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting a particular country or territory. That is why we call Biafra is a nation. Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is just a cut and join, amalgamate, a racial construct. That is what Nigeria is. An enclave, just an enclave, you know, a very messy entity. There are many ways to describe it. Nigger area, a place of darkness, where there is no even physical electricity. There is no physical electricity. They are living to, you know, to their name. Almost 80% of people that are living in that enclave called Nigeria does not have access to electricity. The electricity, the one they even give one hour in a month. 80% don't even have access to it. And you call that place a country? No, God forbid. Religion is therefore, according to the definition of that a nation, religion is therefore part of a uniting factor of a people. That is a nation. It should never compete with nation in loyalty. Let me go to just flashback in history, because you know I like, you know, flashing back so that it makes people understand more. When you talk about religion, loyalty, and belonging, the ways people think about who belongs and who does not, have been influenced for centuries by religious beliefs, as well as beliefs about race and gender. However, Enlightenment era ideas about natural rights and human equality challenged the notion that one's religious belief should determine a person's rights and privileges in a society. In the late 18th century, the United States and France were both new democracies with large Christian majorities, struggling with tensions over
and see the communications and the things and all the plans you have made against our people. It is a warning that anytime Biafrans are gathering, we do not expect any spy, any government agent, any infiltrator to come around where we are organizing our programs or handling our activities. Because if we lay our hands on you, you are seizing their properties, you are burning their properties, you have never paid for anyone. Therefore, those who are calling the IPOB coordinators, there is nothing concerning IPOB coordinators on this matter. That particular device or property is now in the hands of the M-Branch department, and we will go through it and see what is involved. We are not going to return it. Nobody should threaten anybody, because we send out this warning on that particular day and ask every infiltrator, any Nigerian agent to keep away from our program. And I believe community, they were kidnapped by a Bugago people and maybe up to 10 other people. They kidnapped them, and this is how they will extort money from them. When they fail to pay them, the next thing you will hear is that they will kill them. We know many people that a Bugago have picked up and killed, and nobody is saying anything. Why we are saying all these things ESN is doing their own job, which it is not something we are going to mention to the public. But our duty is to make sure we clean all those who are destroying the name of IPOB, destroying the name of, we are doing it in our own way. And we are not going to explain it to anybody. Because we found out that the government, some devilish politicians, and some of these criminals answering ESN and the fake ESN, all of them, they are all doing this thing for money. It is all about greed, to make money and tarnish the image of IPOB. It is very, very important. Very, very important that everybody will understand what is happening between Imo State and Anambra. There is no way IPOB will go where they are burying somebody and ask you to pay them. If not, you won't bury people. It doesn't happen. There is nowhere. There is no place IPOB will confront people. IPOB is taking care of people, burying people that they killed also. Most of our people killed, IPOB are burying them. So it is impossible for somebody to bury his loved ones. Then you will hear it is fake ESN that is going there. I ask all IPOB media warriors, go out there, defend this cause. We have nothing to hide. What we are doing is a genuine movement. Our hands are clean. Anybody planning evil against us, he will fall into that pit he's digging against for us. Finally, what I want to say this evening is our leader's case is coming up on 28/6/2022. We want every Biafran to be very, very careful. We know the tradition. If our leader is going to court, don't say they have not come and announced. Let us stop all these confusions. Last time people said, oh, every day, any day, our leader is going to court. There is always a sit at home. And we want everybody to be on alert. Every time he's going to court, it is a must that we must sit at home in all Biafra land. And if, like what happened on 26th, we know that many people have traveled to Abuja. People have traveled to Abuja before that date. They said the court has been postponed, or the court was not going to sit that day. Please, if you get to Abuja, this is also part of the struggle. If the court is not sitting, kindly return back to Abuja, kindly return back to your destination. There is no need to make protests. Nobody should push you, say because they didn't bring him to court, you started protesting Abuja. Please do not do that. If they say the court is not holding, you kindly return back like most of you did the last time. And also always be on alert. If they say the court will not hold also, we will alert the public. But we are sure they have given 28th of August, 28th of June for the next court sitting, and that day will be a sit at home. Finally, I said it last time when I was on an interactive program. IPOB leadership under the command of Mazi Nnamdi, officially, we are not asking, we do not have any official statement. I have gotten a lot of information in Enugu. People are complaining that Mazi Chike Doziem did emergency broadcast and said everybody should go to take his PVC. Please discard this information. This is lies from the pit of hell. These are people who have devised another means to blackmail the leadership of IPOB. IPOB leadership did not ask anybody to go to take PVC. There is no official statement on this, and we are saying, the only thing we will tell you is this. For those of you who want to go to do politics, if you are IPOB principal officer, please step aside from the IPOB activities and go your way. Do not bring politics into what we are doing. We didn't come out for this struggle because of P2B. We didn't come out this because of PVC. We didn't come out for this struggle because we are looking for Igbo presidency. We did not come out of this because we are fighting for somebody from an Igbo extraction to become the president of Nigeria. That is not. Our people that have died, over 5 million people, did not die because of PVC. They didn't die because of Igbo presidency. Most of us are in exile today. It is not because of Igbo presidency. Most of us have been killed. It's not because of Igbo presidency. Many of us have destroyed our source of livelihood. It's not because of Igbo presidency. Please do not bring the politics of Igbo presidency into this Biafran struggle. And finally, for those of you who are not IPOB members, who are supporters of IPOB, or who want to participate in Nigerian politics, kindly do not use the picture of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in any of your PVC campaign. This is a warning we are giving everybody. We don't have time to come and tell you, if you don't want our trouble, if anybody don't want our trouble, you are a politician, you are this, do not use the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB leadership in any of your political statements. If you don't want our trouble, we are making it very clear. What matters so much for us now is our leader, give us the date for a referendum, and make sure our people are secured, Fulanis are driven away from our land. One thing is this, we are not going to accommodate or are going to accept. In many years, they have killed our people because of politics. Political thuggery, using court people, all these things, and why? We are not doing any of this. Anybody, our people have been killed enough, our people have been displaced enough, our business has been destroyed. Anybody, because of politics, any politician, for his sake, our people are being killed, destroyed. We are not going to take it easy with that person. If you come, you want to do your politics, do it. But you see in Biafra land, if any of you, because of your political thuggery or this thing, and our people are killed, things are destroyed, IPOB will place a ban on any political rally in our land. If you do not want our trouble, do your things, but do not cause insecurity in our land, because we have enough insecurity in our land. If any politician, because of him, they start to cause and kill our people based on the insecurity we have at hand, we will place a ban on those people in order not to turn our land where politicians will come and kill. If you are people from the court, they are using you people to kill our people because of political issues, we are not accepting it. We are making this thing very, very clear. Our people have been killed enough. Our duty is to secure our land and protect our people. Anybody coming in any form to kill our people, that time they will see the other side of IPOB and the ESN. Therefore, dear friends, this is only what I have to inform you this evening. I will be coming on an interactive program on 21st. That means on Tuesday. I'll be coming on an interactive program on Tuesday by 7 p.m. If you have your questions, if you have your doubts, if you have things that are disturbing you, please kindly put it together. I will be here on Mazi Chinedu's program on 21st. That is on Tuesday, June 7 p.m. Biafran time. And I will tell you, may Chukwu Okike Abiama bless every Biafran, bless all of you, those who have remained strong in this struggle, those who have remained steadfast in this struggle, those who have continued to support this movement, those who, at the end of the day, you stood when this storm was raging, when the enemies were coming from any side. The battle is not yet over. It is not yet over until our leader is released unconditionally, until a date of referendum is given to us and Biafra is restored. This journey is not going to end until we achieve those things. The people can blab. It is a matter of time. The truth will always come out in open. We have nothing to hide. We have come to serve Biafra, the IPOB leadership, and all the principal officers around the world. We are all dedicated. Our reasons is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called us, and many of us, we heard that call, and we are here to serve our people, to make sure that that promise that was given to them, that we will restore Biafra, that we will make it come to actualization. Thank you, Mazi Chinedu. May Chukwu Okike Abiama bless you and bless all of you who have gathered this evening to listen to this gospel. Thank you.
Mazi, thank you very much. And remain blessed. We must continue. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. You heard the voice of Mazi outlining things that we should know. Therefore, we must continue. We must continue in our normal Saturday program with one other Marien Haider. We must continue on our religious discussion. Just hold on. Okay. Once again, I welcome each and every one of you back to today's edition. I will go straight to the topic of my submission today, of our discussion, I should say. One, I hope you are hearing me. Are you? One, please, before I continue.
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, good. So, as I said, the topic of our submission or our discussion is a discussion today is just like a question. Should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in modern society building? That is the question. Should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in this modern society, in a modern society building? That is a question that we are here to discuss, of which after we open our lines as usual so that people will start calling. But let me continue because we must preach this gospel. We must. So, should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in a modern society building? You know, let's start by saying that a nation is a large body of people united by common descent, history, culture, or language, inhabiting a particular country or territory. That is why we call Biafra is a nation. Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is just a cut and join, amalgamate, a racial construct. That is what Nigeria is. An enclave, just an enclave, you know, a very messy entity. There are many ways to describe it. Nigger area, a place of darkness, where there is no even physical electricity. There is no physical electricity. They are living to, you know, to their name. Almost 80% of people that are living in that enclave called Nigeria does not have access to electricity. The electricity, the one they even give one hour in a month. 80% don't even have access to it. And you call that place a country? No, God forbid. Religion is therefore, according to the definition of that a nation, religion is therefore part of a uniting factor of a people. That is a nation. It should never compete with nation in loyalty. Let me go to just flashback in history, because you know I like, you know, flashing back so that it makes people understand more. When you talk about religion, loyalty, and belonging, the ways people think about who belongs and who does not, have been influenced for centuries by religious beliefs, as well as beliefs about race and gender. However, Enlightenment era ideas about natural rights and human equality challenged the notion that one's religious belief should determine a person's rights and privileges in a society. In the late 18th century, the United States and France were both new democracies with large Christian majorities, struggling with tensions over religion, loyalty, and belonging. Listen, in 1791, that is 18th century, late 18th century, France became the first European country to grant emancipation or full civil rights to its Jews, its largest non-Christian minority. As a French member of assembly named Clément Tonnerre put it, we must refuse everything to the Jews as a nation and accord everything to the Jew as an individual. I don't know whether you understand what it means. What it means is that a Jew being, as their religious belief, as a community, that they will not give them anything, but we accord them a right as a Jew, just like as any other French citizen. You understand? Because we cannot have a nation in a nation. That is what he meant there. Now, in other words, as long as Jews kept their collective identity and religious practices private, their rights as French citizens were ensured. But the Constitution granted nothing to them as a religious group, meaning that their loyalty to the nation France should be superior to their religious belief and identity. In 1799, 10 years after the French Revolution began, Napoleon Bonaparte declared himself emperor. Listen, I used to talk about this Bonaparte. Napoleon Bonaparte is the most loved. When you talk about France, you must talk about Napoleon Bonaparte. He is not a Democrat, for your information. He is a very huge dictator. He declared himself an emperor. But do you know what? He's a good one. Because he loved his country. He made France. He steered France to where they are today. That is why my argument always, I say, you see this thing they call democracy, which they are using to scam everybody in Nigeria. It's a cycle of deception. Complete. I say it unequivocally. A cycle upon cycle of deception, rolling around, chasing shadow. Is it not a democracy that they are sharing people money? They share people money. Koro for you to vote. Can't people reason, for goodness sake? Why have they put every one of us in a shadow? How do I pursue shadow? Much ado about nothing. We are just going round and round for nothing. Oh, democracy, now the election fever is there. That is democracy. Sharing money. Somebody will go into office only to be looting money for 4 years. During 4 years of campaign, he will be sharing little of those money he looted. Is that what you call democracy? Napoleon Bonaparte is a very big dictator, but a good one. French infiltrators. Let me call them like that. He killed many French people. The anti-revolutionists, he called them. He slaughtered tens, if not hundreds of thousands of French people. And that is what is still the discipline today. You understand? But they will not tell you all these things. Okay, let me continue. In 1799, 10 years after the French Revolution began, Napoleon Bonaparte declared himself emperor. Questions of French citizenship and nationality still persisted. While some felt that religion was to be kept out of public affairs, others, including Napoleon, felt that Catholicism had a special Omolaye John.
From an Igbo extraction to become the president of Nigeria, that is not. Our people that
are to determine a person's rights and privileges in a society. In the late 18th century, the United States and France were both new democracies with large Christian majorities, struggling with tensions over religion, loyalty, and belonging. Listen, in 1791, that is 18th century, late 18th century, France became the first European country to grant emancipation or full civil rights to its Jews.
In my before I continue, because people must be listening or hearing to what I'm saying.
Yeah, you are rolling on fire.
Let me see. I want to check the app.
Sample the audience where they're hearing you. But I know there was a brief.
I am coming on air. I'm on air. So our voice is heard. It's on air. So let me continue in what I was saying, please. Let me continue in what I was saying, please. I talked about, let me start again. In 1799, 10 years after the French Revolution began, Napoleon Bonaparte declared himself emperor. Questions of French citizenship and nationality still persisted. While some felt that religion was to be kept out of public affairs, others, including Napoleon, felt that Catholicism had a special relationship to the French state. In 1807, less than 20 years after Jewish emancipation, Napoleon summoned a group of French Jewish religious leaders in order to find out how loyal they were to France. Do you see it? The Jewish leaders stated clearly that their allegiance was to France and that their religious affiliations were secondary to their national identity. In the decades following this exchange, the Jews climbed slowly but steadily up the social ladder in France. Many of them became well-known artists, authors, and scientists. Others developed flourishing businesses. Still others enjoyed successful careers in politics and in the military. In a story that will be echoed across much of Europe, however, an upsurge in anti-Semitism toward the end of the 19th century disrupted their progress. And the rest is history. Because the climax came up in 1930s and 1945 when they had a Jewish genocide, the highest Jewish genocide by Germany, by Germany. So that is it. And that prompted them to start looking for their country, and today they have their country. Because, had it been the Jews continue, we want a Jewish presidency in France, in England, after they will give, they will give you small. After after that, what do you see? What do you have? So what we are talking about today is about loyalty. Should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in the modern day society building? That is the question. I have given to you, I've read to you some excerpts about the Jewish loyalty in France, confirmed. You understand? People seem to be more loyal to religion in Nigeria because Nigeria is a failed state, a practically non-functional state. Therefore, religion is seen as an alternative to fill the gap created by the government. But in a modern society, it is absurd, highly absurd. Religion plays a more functional role in the world's poorest countries. It's a fact. It's not a propaganda. It's a fact. You understand? Religion plays a more functional role in the world's poorest countries, helping many residents cope with a daily struggle to provide for themselves and their families. You understand? Just like what I read, one of the news I read, one church that they drew in the UK, they shut it down, and they are going to bazaar the church, sell it off, liquidate it. Why? Because the man is using the GO is not scamming the government per se. Is the people. Now, the question is, because an average Nigerian will ask, what is the matter of government there? What is the government doing in the church? It doesn't concern them. But it concerns them because loyalty of the people should first of all go to the government, go to the nation, and not to the religion. Contrary to what is going on in Nigeria. That is why in Nigeria, there is no security. That is why in Nigeria, everything is upside down. Because there is no strong institution or governmental institutions. What they have, people now devise a means to survive by believing, oh, when there is a job, for example, a job notice of maybe 10 people on the paper, you see 100,000 people will apply for a job meant for 10 people. Now, what do you see? People will go use call pastor, pray for me. Pastor will tell him that pastor will use that time in order to scheme the person, scam him. Now, sow seed. Go and borrow money, sow seed. After sowing, you make sure that you promise that once you get the job, the first salary is for the pastor, the church. Now, every other one you'll be paying tithes, 10%. You see, because you have no other option. You depend on luck, and the luck you are calling is God, the religion, through the religion. Or you go to the native doctor that will wash your body, tell you to chop shit, eat shit, in order to get that job. Or you go through the politician, any politician you can, to sacrifice, if it's a lady, to, offer yourself anyhow. A job that is a space of 10 people. Now, it is, you see 100,000 people apply for it because there is no job. That is the reason why religion flourishes. Do you understand? Imagine out of that 100,000 people that apply for the job of only 10. Now, all of them, some go to Islam to do their own thing, to pray and give what they call zakat. In traditional also, some will go and buy and make promises. Some will go to church. Imagine, indirectly, even if it is 100 naira, imagine how much. 100,000 people paying 100 naira, of which it will not. I'm just giving an example how much it will be. That is why people now believe that religion solves problems in Nigeria, which is not. It should be the work of the government. That is why people should, in this modern day society building, loyalty should be to government, because the nation, in other words, government, is the government that is the God we are seeing. Our leaders started saying it. People don't listen. Some people don't understand. The government is the God you are seeing. They provide for you the normal amenity, at least basic amenities. An organized government, organized system. You see people don't pray even. Or let's say pray minimum. In Nigeria, everything you pray for security. If you are going from Oluto, before you go, you pray so that to cast the demon of kidnappers, to bind them. That is number one. Political thugs, Fulani headsmen, Nigerian Ebubago, army, police, military, custom, the civil defense, not to kill you. Now ordinary thieves, not to by mistakenly shoot you, armed robbers. Do you understand? The trailer that is carrying a container that is not well done, you can fall on you, on the car you are in, on your car. That is Nigeria for you. Everything is the government, there is no presence of government in whatever you are doing. So that is why people now tend to go to belief. Oh, you need to believe because that is, you have no other option. Do you understand? But normally, religion shouldn't be the priority in our loyalty. When Napoleon Bonaparte he called some Jewish leaders and asked them, this is your religion, Judaism, every time you are gathering secretly. That is the reason why the first apostles were persecuted, we are hunted down, because they believe that they are secret society. Imagine, there are things you need to understand. Because the people don't understand what they are doing. Every time they are gathering in secret, sharing bread, doing their own thing ritual. They don't even mingle with other Jews, other people. They call meeting, they don't even come. Every time they are on themselves. So people became suspicious and say, what are these people doing? The same way when you see so-called cultists in our land, you see, the other day I saw people, video of somebody secretly videoing some people they say cultists, Yahoo boys, doing their rituals. Do you understand? The same way you demonize them, because you don't understand what they are doing. They are doing it secretly. That is the reason why Jews also started persecuting the early Christians. Always they gather in one place doing their thing. No person, they don't come out on open in order to expose what they are doing. So the governments also people in power became jittery and said, these people, with all these things, we don't know whether they are planning to take over everybody or to fight us. So they start demonizing them in order to persecute them. You understand? So when Napoleon Bonaparte, he was pushed into calling the religious, Jews, they are French people, but they are Jewish people. Judaism, origin from Israel. So they practice Judaism. So you people, we have had many things, but let me ask, are you people loyal to your religion or to France as a country or to our nation? Which one? Which one is you have priority? Which one do you prefer more? Is it your religion? They say no, our religion is secondary. The nation we are, France is our country. Do you understand? France is our country. So we are loyal to France and nothing more. And he was assured. French people, they were assured. Because they used to see them doing their thing secretly every time they gather in their synagogue and locked door and do their thing. They break their bread, they do their rituals, and read at that time they were using Hebrew as a liturgical language in liturgy for prayers. Before, is it Yusuf ben Yehuda formulated Hebrew to be a national language, Now, they assured him and said, no, our first loyalty is our country. So do not be afraid. And that thing made them, they continued thriving until mad people started putting, demonizing them, using propaganda that Jews are this, even if they are in your country, they believe only in themselves and their religion. The same way they demonize us Biafrans today. Oh, Igbo people, they love money, this and that, this and that. Now people started massacring them in a very bigger way, which makes them that feeling at home as their country. Now they say no, they need to look for their country. So what are we saying? The religion, it should be secondary. During the olden days, we have treated this thing many times. During the antiquity, Religion was handy in order to organize, to make people. That time, there was no real functional government. So religion was handy in order to organize people into one motive, into one focus. You understand? But today, countries are formed. We have natural nations, which we are not existing as of that time. Because that time, most human beings were hunter-gatherers. They were nomads, going from one place to another. Once you go, you can meet other people and you join them. Others will join. If it is to fight, if you fight any person that killed themselves, others will join themselves or take by force. And they will mix themselves. Now, religion becomes handy in order to use bind them together. They believe they have to have one belief system. Today, why religion is flourishing in poorest countries, it is a fact. Statistics say it. People have done it. I mean the statistics. If you go to countries like Nigeria, even Nigeria, 99%, 98% believe in religion more than anything. Because in Nigeria, there is no electricity. So you trust on God to at least touch NEPA people so that they will give you light at least to 1 hour in that day. So that you can at least charge your battery. So that is why you believe. Do you understand? The security, you have to believe in God. You have to believe in your religion. You have to rely on your pastor's holy water to guide you, because there is no government. Do you see the trick there? So that, let me stop here so far, so that one other will come in before I continue. One other, can I come in here?
Yes, Mazi, I'm going to job well done, but I'm going to start by saying this. Why? Because it was a question. Why I believe, I as one, and why we must begin to think this way, that and agree that the government authority or laws and orders of the government or a society should override that of religious belief, respectfully. Because let me come from the context of even the religious people or religion. They believe that really to us or to everybody, religious belief or a belief of chasing the things of the spirit has nothing to do with our physical existence. It is for the world yet to come, if there's anything like that. I'm leaving it there. I'm not saying there, I'm not saying there is not. But our faith or our beliefs, when it comes to religiosity, our actions, our activities, have something to do with a world that is yet to come. Some believe is immediately we die, some believe is going to come later. But it has nothing to do with physical existence. So if that is the case, now we are living in this physical existence, in physical environment. The argument becomes, what must we do so that we can have a meaningful life activities, be productive to environment, to our society, impact, improve, to live a quality life from the inception of our birth to the closure of our lives. That's the argument. Religion cannot give you this structure, because religion is about spiritual dimension. So if that is the case, that is why you see that societies who have come to that level of reasoning, awakening of the mind, realize that yes, we may not discount religion because, hey, human beings have a part of them that is yearning for that. But for us to have a good life here, or good quality of life, fair at least, let me use the word, we must come up with something that everybody will galvanize to. Because when you come to religion, you have different denominations, you have different facets. Why am I bringing this way? Now, in the olden days, because you tapped into it, in the ancient days, it looked like religion flourished, or religion was okay to be used to rule the society or set the tone or the values of the society. Yes, because let's go back and realize that in this time we are talking about, people lived according to their own self-belief. It was a communal thing. What am I saying? In these communities we're talking about, you never saw somebody, there was never like an Igbo or, let me use the Igbo or a Biafran, because when you talk about Biafran, you know, because we're in this struggle, you can see that all the indigenes of Biafra have a common religious belief. There might be variables where the here and there, but when you really pay attention, you see that our way of worship, our way of going to our God are basically fundamentally they're the same thing. So it was possible to have these people operate on this belief system. It would have been very, very difficult if somebody had tried to bring the belief of a Westerner, let the person live in Biafran land at this ancient time, and try to rule them under this Biafran value system. It would have been difficult because everybody gravitated toward their own. So that was why it was possible then. But in the modern society we are living now, you have people from different belief system, value system, spiritual or religious system. So if you want to operate on beliefs to galvanize these modern ways now we're living, which is called countries, is difficult. So that is why you must come to a set rule, which is set up by the government. Because first of all, the job of the government of every society is to make sure that your people are taken care of. You look out for them, providing the basic amenities. Religion cannot provide you this because there is no one religion. Even when you had the Catholic as the major religious movement in the world, many years back, there were other rival, religious settings that were operating. So that's what is happening. You started an example with France. Mazi, I'm going to go a place that is very close to us, Ghana. If we all can, some of us can recall, in between the 70s and 80s, Ghana was in a mess. Something happened. A young man called Rawlings arose. Just like you started this person from France. If you look at Rawlings, he was not democratic. He was a military guy, I think retired. He rose, so he was more of a dictator. He rose and said, we must follow this principle as a society. And he made sure that all those people who were destroying their community, their country as a person, that is where Ghana began to make a U-turn. What is the argument I'm making? The argument I'm making is this. In our own place called so-called Nigeria, the problem is because they don't have a constitution that is designed for the people, by the people, to bring just basic standard of life for the people. So when you don't have that, your operating document is already flawed. And according to the word of God from the Christian Bible, once the foundation is broken, there is nothing the righteous can do. This is the argument we are making today. Where I believe people like me and some people in the IPOB's movement are saying we are not interested in this politics because the foundation is already flawed. You're trying the same thing, you're going to get the same result. Either it's referendum or let us know whether we're staying or we're going. And if we are staying, let us come together and constitute this thing called constitution that is going to be beneficial to us, not just for the few. And if not, let us go and start our own life as a group of people who have some basic certain beliefs and principles that are guiding us, which is I'm not giving us too much accolade, but when you compare people from the Biafra land and the rest of Nigeria, I will do the one brothers. And that's why you see them agitating. You can see that we think differently. We operate differently. We are all diverse everywhere, which is where we have some of us picked up this understanding and knowledge that we cannot continue to do the same thing. That all these places we are here in diaspora are not better than us. That the only thing that has set them apart from us is structure. Government structure, not religious structure. That's the problem we have. Even when you listen to these politicians, they can't even agree with themselves. So how can they lead you and I? That's the argument. So that's what we are bringing today. We must realize, and when we pay attention, we realize that all the developing countries, with all due respect from them to religious settings, are those who have made progress and continue to make progress as far as human development is concerned, are those who have risen above religiosity and said, we are going to operate on a constitution that is established by the state and for the people, by the people, to govern them. That is what we are talking about. And that is what we want our people to understand. Because, Mazi, it's not new, it's not a difficult thing to do, but it's just bringing our people to that mindset so that we can all rise up and realize that we cannot continue to be playing this Russian roulette and expecting something else to happen. It will never happen. Religion cannot give you water. Even, because you hear some of our people make argument, oh, when the colonial masters came, they brought us education. It was not religion that brought you development. People must understand when they came with multiples, they came from multiple prongs or facets. They had those who were operating on the religious prong, and their main mission was to use religion to pacify the people so that they could not revolt, to let you not believe that your own culture was less superior than their own culture, which is their belief through religious system. And that was what we treated last week, where we try to let our people know that no culture, no religion is superior than the other. But they were able to let our people buy into that. So they did that. Why they did that through school? Because through school, you have to start indoctrinating the children in that your belief. That's really why they set up the schools. They didn't set up the schools because they love you so much, they want to bring development. No. They set up the schools or the so-called institutions because through there, they were able to get our children, get us when we were very young, and instill their own belief. And that is what we're suffering today. Because we grew up through this system, that's what most of us believe. Because our ancestors, if you go back, you can see that some of our, even up to some people like my grandfather, they were still revolting this Western civilization because, they didn't grow up with it. But we that came through childhood to, it was imposed onto us, this is their belief, this is their Western culture. These are the people that are even defending it today because that's what they knew. So they believe it's the truth. And that was the smart thing the colonial masters did. Get the children, teach them their own language so that they begin to forget their language because your language is your culture is who you are. And then impose their own religion on us. We are the ones defending it now. They're not even defending it. We are defending their way of life and abandon our own. That was the smart thing to do. So, but it was the government of the same Western people, the colonial master that came in. They had a government in system that whatever they call development, that built the roads, gave us water, gave us electricity. It was not the churches. People must separate these two because sometimes our people try to lump this argument together. It was the government, the laws they enacted were the ones that provided us with NEPA, waterworks, a secretariat, set up the government, the system. It was not the religious people. They were used as an instrument to pacify the people while the colonial masters ravaged and raped the continent, especially the country, and going thoroughly down with a laser beam Biafra land of all their natural resources, both human intelligence, human resources, and whatever you can call that God bless us with. Mazi, I'm going to use for now and let as you continue.
Okay.
See what comes up.
Let me continue. To buttress what you said, complete and full loyalty and patriotism to the nation is an obligation as long as we are humans or human beings.
It is the government that organizes, dispenses justice, equity, and fairness as long as human beings are concerned. Government sets a common standard by ensuring law and order. But when a government fails to carry out her duties, it creates a vacuum which could be filled with anything, including religion. And this brings chaos. We are seeing it in Nigeria. Religion is only about belief and personal perception, which could always differ on different people. Government is about collective interest and focus. That is what we should understand. Just like you said, religion is just, a belief system to attain spirituality. And we are living in a physical world. We are living in a physical world whereby you need to first of all organize yourself before entering the spiritual world, which you don't know. Don't they say the devil you know is better than even angel you don't know? Yes, than the angel you don't know. So our loyalty should be on the nation, on the government, which we are doing today. We are trying to steer our people back to ourselves, to believe in ourselves, our collective selves, I mean. According to a social researcher named Gregory Paul, there is no situation where you have a really highly religious nation that is highly successful socially. There is no situation where you have a really highly religious nation that is highly successful socially, because they are opting to go spiritual. So they neglect the social, the physical part of a human being, which is the most important. Because no matter how religious you are, you must eat. It's physical something. You must eat. It doesn't matter whether you buy the food, you must put food into your system.
You all these basic things.
Yeah. So it's a basic thing for survival. You understand? That is why we need to, our nation should be priority, or should be prioritized in our loyalty. Prioritizing loyalty. Okay, let me come. Religion is a way of life and ritual or rituals. Rituals are meant to attain spirituality. Just as I said before, meant to attain spirituality is a belief, a way of life, and rituals meant to attain spirituality. Whereas a nation is meant for human physical organization and advancement.
Physical existence.
Physical existence. It doesn't matter whether you have said it here several times. It doesn't matter how religious you are. You pray, you fast, you pray 10 times a day. If you want to move from Lagos to Abeokuta, you must enter something physical. You must go by car, or by bicycle, or you fly by air, or you go by train. Anyone is something physical you must do. You understand? So that is why it should be the priority. We need to stand. Yes, we need to start from where we are first. That is the physical world. Wanda, go on before I continue.
Yes, Mazi. Let me give these Thomases, these doubters, or these people who are finding it difficult to understand the simple logic we are presenting here. In this, their so-called election brouhaha that is going on in Nigeria now, let me bring all these spiritualists to reality. Why is it that because all of them are invoking God, whether they're coming from the Muslim section, coming from Christian, everything they say, oh, by his grace, in the will of God. God said this, God said that. Fine, let me go with their argument. Why didn't they all sit in their respective homes and let announcement be made from heaven that this person is the one that won this is their primaries. Number one. Number two, why didn't they just go there? Okay, let me remove that one. Why didn't they just go to that conference? They did not campaign. They did not talk to anybody. Most of all, the most heinous thing they did, they spread money like pouring water. Why didn't they just fold their hands and be praying in tongues? And at the end of their praying seminar or conference, there'll be an announcement, you have won. Why did they have to put the works in? I'm not supporting what they did, but I am talking to these people that want me to believe that all I have to do is to pray and miracles will happen. These people now, why don't they just go to any of these daddy GOs and stay in their homes, stay in their churches, let them continue, let them raise a crusade, call all their so-called prayer warriors, and let them be praying on the day of the election. Their name, whoever the individual, their names will be announced that they won because they were praying. The argument, that the point is that no, they all went in. They started campaigning, bribing people, doing everything, turning every stone. That's how they emerged. This is putting in work because you're dealing with physical reality. Why didn't all the GOs pray for them and for them to win? Why did all the they have to give the GOs money for them to campaign for them, directly or indirectly? The PVC now you're talking about. Why are you campaigning for PVC if you believe that there's nothing God cannot do?
Wow, there is even Pastor Bakari that said that God said he will be the 16th president of Nigeria. He got 0 votes, zero.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. Why can't they just sit in their respective homes and let all these people pray for them and then their name? Because people are not thinking. Why are you campaigning for PVC when you believe that you can just pray in tongues and miracle will happen? Because there's nothing like that. It doesn't negate the power of God. It doesn't negate it because He put you and I here, give us something called brain and mind, and say, go ye, according to the Christian Bible, go ye and multiply and subdue the earth. I have equipped you with everything you need, I'm paraphrasing, according to the Christian Bible, to dominate and rule. And we chose not to engage our mind and saying we are praying 24/7 in tongues. If God wants you and I to pray according to the Christian Bible, let me quote the one I studied most. He would have said, go ye and pray, and everything would have been given unto you. He never said that. Even this God we are talking about did not stay in heaven and make announcement and say, I am going to save you. If you believe the Christian Bible that Yeshua came to save man, the soul of man, if you believe in that, let's go with that mind thought or train thought. God did not stay wherever the heaven is and made an announcement. According to your Bible, He came down on earth physically to teach, to show, to liberate. That's God Himself, omnipotent, omnipresence. He that created that was not created. He physically came to manifest, to show. And then a human being is telling you, you don't have to put in any work. So just sit down. The Fulanis will go. You just sit down. They will give you Biafra. You just sit down. Oh, they will not just pray. The herdsman will understand that killing is bad. As excuse me, this is not truth. It's not truth. So what we are saying here is this: reality, reality, reality. Until a government or a group of people galvanizes themselves and come up with a document, rules and regulation, laws, call it whatever, enact it, that is going to be for the common welfare of the single man on the street. Mazi, look at what we're talking about. Oh, where is the leadership? People that are telling me to continue with one Nigeria. Where is the Biafran leadership? Where is the Igbo leadership? They call themselves apex. Do you understand what it means? That's the highest. And your citizens, your people, when the primary objective of any group of people or society or leadership is to protect their people, the welfare of the people, especially life and property. Did you even hear it from them? Did they even take out time to go and find out whether our Mazi, let me tell you something. As soon as Nigeria became a security quagmire, American government released a press statement. All our citizens, because they know that Nigerians that are citizens in America have what you call dual citizenship. They made an announcement for us. We are advising all citizens of America, those who have, especially those who have dual citizenship, do not travel to Nigeria. It's a security risk. They know that we have this dual loyalty, but because one of our loyalty belongs to them, they value us. That's what it tells me. They thought about me. They made an announcement. But somebody who is claiming to be my representative in that contraction has not even inquired, because that should be their first assignment. Anywhere these headers, anywhere there's a crisis, anywhere that the property, the life of a Biafran is stamped, or even there's a crisis somewhere in Nigeria, the first thing they should do is to go and find out, is our people one of them? And if it is, we must advocate for them. The retailers are doing it, Mazi. They're doing it. Even to their cows, the retailers will call you, our cows that we are killing in Abia, we have made the government to pay for cow animal, Mazi. But our people were slaughtered. You didn't even hear them talk about it, that, oh, this thing that happened in Owo, we found out that our people were involved. What are we going to do? Never. All the abusing running around is backbiting themselves. Who's going to be the next president? They have lost that. We want them. Now it's about vice president. He's going to elude them. It's not my word. He's on the ground. He's glaring. So what is your job as the epic of the that represent the Igbos? You don't care about their welfare? You will kill one Israeli. To them, they will tell you one Israeli that is killed is more than 500 Palestinians. That is how a nation sees their people. You kill one American, you have killed one too many. That's how a society should see their people. You cannot be seeing your people, they don't matter because they have not directly affected you. You are then not supposed to exist as leaders. What are they doing for us? Nothing. And they want people to continue to follow them. People cannot sit down and ask themselves questions. They have brought the military into our own cocoon. Raping, violating every day is on social media. It's like people we have become numb. This is our people who are killing. They're killing. So my argument becomes, when finally it's going to dawn on them that these people meant what they have said, that their main mission is to fulanize, to subjugate us. Meanwhile, you have finished killing or diminished the population of the youths that's supposed to defend and fight. Is it all these old men that some of them can't even stand up, they're going to come and fight? That is the most painful aspect of what is going on. So, why am I saying this? Mazi, our youth, today's message should be waking up. Realizing that these things they have put into their brain in the name of religion cannot give them what they're looking for. The only thing that can give them is a well-structured government. And that's what Biafra is preaching. And that's what Biafra wants to bring. And that is the mission of Hamadike and the DOS. Mazi, I'm going to take this. I'm going to...
Okay. You are just in continuation of what you are saying and what I was saying before. Prioritizing loyalty to religion brings anarchy, because you act based on your personal belief and perception instead of abiding by a national law and order. It is the job of a nation, a government, to control everything. In Nigeria, one mad person will come out and say, God called me. You know, once people hear God called me, I'm a man of God. Hey, finish. Even if he's pooping his pants, his knicker, or his trouser. That person might, oh no, touch not my anointed. You know, everybody. This is bunkum
for goodness sake. System should be superior or is superior to religion. System controls religion. That is why United Kingdom took the church of the so-called man of God. Heaven didn't fall. Angels didn't blow Britain, throw fire and brimstone onto Britain. All those things that are being feared in Nigeria. Hey, he's a man of God. Hey, you with that? Hey, what? No, what happened? Nothing. They are liquidating a church because of financial fraud. Financial fraud. That is the reason. In UK, it's not. They want to tell him this is not in Nigeria. You can be in Nigeria and do anything. Here is different. Do you understand? Because here we are in a physical world where whatever you believe is different. Now, even in the religion-based nations, religion-based countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Afghanistan, even northern Nigeria, it is still the human government that implements their religious laws. Do you understand? The people they're born, the brother they're born, somebody they're born in Lagos, one prostitute, because they have Quran in the room by the customer that slept with her even. Why didn't they wait for God to burn the person? It's still them human being that did the thing. So the message they are telling is not about, it's not that thing they are telling you to weigh spirituality, religion, this and that. God, no, it is still them that human being that are doing the thing. So there's a hypocrisy there. In a place, in a religion-based nation, or religion-based nations like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Afghanistan, even northern Nigeria, they have Hizbah police. Why didn't they say, oh, okay, as far as you are okay, God will kill you if you do this? No. Human beings still organize in order to implement their religion-based law. Do you understand? It is still human government that implements their religious laws. They don't allow your personal interpretation of the same religion. Rather, they force everyone to abide by the religious laws based on their own interpretation. So that if you steal, they cut your finger or your hand. They don't wait, let God do it for them. No. So what am I saying? What we are buttressing is physicality. It matters. That is the most important thing. Physicalness. System is superior to religion. Any country that is called the republic belongs to the people and not to any cabal, politician, or religion. The republic belongs to the people. Let me tell you, like in the history of Europe, this Enlightenment made them abolish their monarchies. Many of their monarchies in Europe. Some they turned it like in the United Kingdom, they didn't abolish it, but they made it become glamorous, ceremonial. These were the people that we are preaching before. They use religion to tell people that it's God that instituted them, the family, to be custodian of the people. Therefore, people worship them almost. People serve them. They were, above the law, above the human law, because there is God that put them in this seat. This is what even Nigeria politicians are trying to turn Nigerians into, to believe. That is why you see a governor, he will say, it's God that do it. It's God that do it. After using human election or rigging, human being to write and rig, now they will come out and say, no, it is God that put me there, it's God. The same slogan. The British told me. Yes, or God told me. The same slogan the British monarchs during the time of antiquity, during the medieval period, the time pre-Enlightenment era, before Enlightenment of Europe, all those monarchies, they were using, God will tell me, it's God that put my great-grandfather, and now I'm here. So it is the God that put me there. So you people should obey anything. The word of a monarch becomes the word of God.
Mazi, remember
You see.
before that monarchy came, they must have destroyed other people to take that position. After they kill other people,
Yes.
you know, Henry the Fifth is one of them. You go and kill people, then take over the mantle of leadership, and then start telling that God is God.
The same thing Nigerian politicians are doing today. It's the same thing. They are pushing Nigerians back into Stone Age. Mentally, I'm telling you. You will see people start talking, oh God, hey, Tinubu have come out. Oh, it's God. It's God. Which kind God, for goodness sake? He rigged it, he used his money, loot your money, loot you dry. You don't have internet connectivity, you don't have electricity, and he used the money that should be used in putting all this, setting up all these infrastructures, and come up, pay people crumbs in order to elevate him to be rigged into office. And after you come out and say, it's God that put me into this position. And you believe and start blowing the horn for him. That is stupidity. You are back in the Stone Age. Let me tell you, France monarchy ended with French Revolution. When people open eyes, I know. What we are doing is historic. That is why I'm always happy to be part of this, because what we are doing is rising up people's, rising people, making people be enlightened in order to be wise, to open eyes. It happened in Europe, and French Revolution, after French Revolution, the monarchy, they chased their monarchy into oblivion. Do you understand? King Louis IX.
Soviet Union, Russia.
Yes, French Revolution in 1789. French Revolution, France monarchy was abolished, sent into oblivion. But these were people that have been taking advantage of the people, because people were blind at that time. Oh, it's God. Anytime people, some monarchs, like even the king of that of Japan. Do you know that it is a taboo for people to see him? That is why, if the last emperor of Japan was called the Emperor Hirohito, the one that was deposed, when I think MacArthur, the American that captured him, he made people to know that after all, this is not God. You understand? Because whenever he is passing, the emperor was moving on his horse. Anywhere, even if he pass marketplace, everybody will lie down flat on the ground, because God is passing. And these people were enjoying it, because people were blind. But a time came, people started reasoning and say, look, these people were born like us. Why should we be doing this? Bowing down to people like, for what? And you see, in Europe, they started revolutions, and the casualties are these people. In 1792, French monarchy was completely abolished. French become La République. That is a republic for the people. Is no more one man's business or one man's property. What they have turned Nigeria into a group of people's property, politicians' property. Whereby anything they give you, you take. It is them that have it. They have yam, they have a knife. Anything they give you, you take. And people are accepting this. That is the worst part of it. Because they are using religious belief. Oh, this one didn't even went to church. Oh, it's a Muslim. He went to church. Oh, so he's a good person. And the God will say, they have the people blowing horns for them, telling people that God will say, this is the person that is rule. They hear God say, and they lost all their sense of reasoning. It happened in Europe. So what we are doing is bringing enlightenment. Portugal, the king of Portugal, ended in 1910. Complete. They didn't say let us only a few countries like England that they didn't abolish their own monarchy. Complete. What they did is they turned them into something, just like is their heritage. So they turned them into something glamour, a ceremonial, as they did Azikiwe become a ceremonial president. No power. But it's only when he come with bright colors, big car, this and that, we have gold. Oh,
So that is it. Tsar Nicholas II of Russia abdicated the throne in 1917, bringing an end to the Romanov dynasty. That is it. Because people revolutionize and open eyes. When Mugu fall, Gaiman work. Nigerian politicians are shitting on Nigerians because Nigerians are Mugus. Their eyes are not open. They are blind.
Yes.
They are highly blind. After they use religion, they are using every weapon to keep everybody sleeping. That is the reason why they are doing everything with impunity. And the people I saw on the social media, somebody videoing Tinubu, I don't know where, in part of Lagos, see people gathered, they were calling him Jagaban. These are people that confiscated the future, the destinies of people that are doing, people that are suffering. You see people that are riding Okada, but they are graduates. These are people that are blowing up, Jagaban. But the person you are praising is a demon that you're supposed to cut off his neck. The Europeans did it. That is why Europe, everybody is trying to go to Europe. You are dying to go to Europe, dying in Mediterranean Sea. It is when your eyes open, now you can now rise up and say, no, these people, what you are doing is intolerable. This world, all of us come into this world together. You didn't wear clothes to come out from your mother's womb. Likewise me. So why will it be that, oh, God will bring you down? For what? You are a created human being like me. And people rose up. They pursued their monarchs, people that were using religion to hew them down. As you understand? Even the last German emperor, a grandson of Queen Victoria, he was the King Kaiser William II. He was the last German emperor and king of Prussia. They abolished them in, I think, 1918. The abdiction was in 1918. What about the Ottoman Empire? It ended in 1922. And Turkey became a republic a year later. They defeated Turkey in a war, in the First World War. It was Ottoman Empire. And they divided, they shared some Ottoman Empire's, borders. And they shrink to Turkey. They call it, it became Turkey. In 1922, the Ottoman Empire ended. The Ottoman Empire, they colonized many countries in Arab, Middle East, everywhere. Now they lost everything. You understand? So not only them, Greek monarchy in 1974, Greeks stopped monarchy direct. It existed from 1832 to 1924, and again from 1935 to 1974. They abolished everything. Say to hell with this. Italy became a republic in 1946, ending the rule of a royal family. Do you understand? Romania also ended in 1947. I'm telling you this. Why were these things able to take place? Because people opened their eyes, as we are trying to do in this Hello platform. If you go to comment section now, you will see one virus or the other saying, oh, talk. We are talking. We need action. And you tell the person, go and do action, he will not do. Yes, and he's still coming to listen. It is this talk that made people open their eyes, and now they shifted their loyalty from religious-based monarchy. The monarchy that, every monarch, they have their religion, like in Europe, it's Christian, their bishops. They are always working together. They will tell them it's God who prostituted him also. Don't challenge it. You want to challenge God? He's obey your ruler. And the people will be working, dying, suffering. Monkey they walk, bamboo the chop. Because they put their loyalty in their religious belief more than to their nation. When their eyes started opening, now fire everywhere. That is why, let me tell you, before it will be better, it will go bad. It will go sour. All this in freedom fighting, in a revolution, many things used to happen. So what is happening in our land is not something extraordinary. It happened before. It happened in many places. Where there are revolutions, it's like that. Where people are opening eyes, it's like that. It makes you come out, you say, look, these people, they have been using me, milking me for so long. Why are religious leaders in Nigeria so rich? Because their subjects, I call it, their subjects are so stupid. They are still sleeping. You meet somebody who tell you God of what do you call God of choosing, God of Adebayo, God of Adebayo. It's no more general God. Oh. Do you see how little by little they are creating their monarchy, their monarchy system? Little by little. After the generation, now their children are trained in order to take maybe their GO as God. Do you understand? Their children, no more. For their children will train their children. Before you know, all these things, all these churches will become now monarchs. All the GO. After this person, Adebayo, his son, if he die, his son will take over the church. That is how little by little Nigeria is diving into Stone Age. People don't understand what is going on. That is why we have to continue targeting this belief, this thing they are instituting in people's brain in order to make them continue sleeping, being in a state of stupor, so that you don't rise up to make changes or demand for changes. Europeans that did it, you don't see the resultant effects. After the revolution, they started teaching children in France, kindergarteners. They teach them about revolution, how to ask questions. Do not allow any person to deceive you. You ask reasonable questions. Children, babies. Now, when you see a baby speaking, a baby that of 5 years talking, you think you bow. It is because of the education, revolutionary education. That is what Biafra will be. If Biafra is restored, our children, newborn babies that will be able, they will be taught. So when they will be speaking, you think that a person of 30 years old is speaking. These are revolutions, products of revolutions. They want to continue using religion as anti-revolutionary. You know, like the other day, I think one person, is it Adebayo was speaking, he said, I am not a revolutionist. I don't know, these people, they don't know they are making themselves stupid. You should be proud to be a revolutionist, a very proud one. But in Nigeria, it's a taboo. Because what they understand about revolution is they don't want to talk. You know, Nigeria is owned by very few people. It's a caliphate, a monarchy system. So the caliphate controls. Once as the caliphate, they are holding power, holding everything. And anytime you talk about that word, revo, before you put shun, they don't want anything, they will come after you because they don't want anything that will make people rise up. Look at what happened in NSAS protest. They tried everything to put it down because they don't want, if that thing have succeeded, before God and man, by now, all the politicians would have run away. What you would have been seeing in positions of power in Nigeria would have been young men and women, students that are students that really want to build their country, children that really want to organize a nation for everybody, because Napoleon Bonaparte is one of them. That is why you cannot talk about France without talking about Napoleon Bonaparte. He is a product of a revolution. And he did it and changed many things. He steered France to a right position they are today. You understand? And that is why you want to go to Europe. Because people, they checked back. They thought about, their brain started working. They said, no, we shouldn't put our loyalty to this religion and religious talks. Every time they say God, say, oh, it's me, God choose. You say, I beg, leave all these things. What we want is human being. We are all human beings. Why are you telling us God we don't know where he is? Let us organize things ourselves. And that is why from there, all human beings are equal, are born equal. If you understand. So please, what you are seeing in Nigeria, loyalty to religion, is because there is no country. There is no country. I played a clip before I started. And that clip, it was a police commissioner, a police boss in Nigeria, saying, admitting that Fulani terrorists, they wrote letter. They received the letter. So, telling Nigerian churches to shut down. I don't know, that the threat is real. That they need to, they need to be careful. Do not go finish your church early and go. That is all they can offer. Finish and go. Otherwise, they will come and massacre you. You will have no security. It is a high time people start asking questions. Why is what is happening in our so-called country happening? Why? When you start pondering about that question, why, your eyes will start being opened. They are deceiving people using religion. God. Any person that tell you God, say, God, stay in place. We are not in the spirit God era. We are in a in our human sphere, our human realm. And God, that's God. We are saying He equipped us with a brain in order to organize ourselves, subdue the earth. Do you understand? So that is it. Well, I don't know whether you want to say something again before I open my lines.
I would like to tap into, every time you speak, Mazi, with all and I give you respect. I throw my hats up for you each time. You're an institution, you bring in a lot of things. Hopefully our beautiful audience and intelligent audience observing them. Now you tap into this, which is what has been galvanizing and destroying our people. Religiosity without really using it in the right form that it's supposed to be. Religion, I believe there's a place for it, which is philosophy. Now, before I go into that, Mazi, let me tell you this. It was a shocker to me a couple of many years ago when I had a legal issue, and one of my witnesses was to be a priest of the church I was worshiping. Then I was going to church. Do you know what my lawyer told me? In America, they don't regard the testimonies of priests. I was shocked. And as being the kind of person I am, I'm always clear. I said, why? I said, they're not. Please don't bring a priest. Even if you have to find somebody on the street, their testimony will be more believable than that of the priest. That's how America is made. Because they know
myths.
I'm telling you, I was shocked, but so I had to look for somebody else. Because he said, they have diverse opinion. If the guy is a Catholic, he has a way to present, his things, So he said, don't bring religion into it, just bring in a neutral human person, which was what I said. Moving forward, I heard an interview, I think it was yesterday or so. You will think somebody like Ojos Okalu, who claims to be educated, he has been in politics for a long time. He has witnessed what happened. Osibanjo is supposed to be the daddy GO of one of the famous religious sects in Nigeria. He has been the deputy or the vice president with this man called Buhari, whether dead or alive. Can anybody cite to me one impact, one thing Osibanjo changed in Yoruba land as the vice president of Republic of Nigeria for 8 years? Nada. Yes, and as a religious leader, even in what is happening to the Christian body, he has never come out to speak, even condemn it, even, said this must stop as the second in command of this country. But Mazi, I remember last year when there was a killing of some of these headers in Jos, the so-called Buhari, whether impostor or alive or whatever, came out and said he must be condemned because it was his own people that were killed, okay? And it was a retaliation from the indigenous of this Jukun or whatever. They're somewhere in the plateau. They killed their people, the young youth came back in retaliation. All of a sudden, the president, all you hear is presidency, came out and issued a statement condemning it. Osibanjo has not done so. Where I'm going is this. But all Jews Okano had the impetus, audacity to the fools who are listening to him to say, Jagaban, he doesn't see anything wrong with Jagaban becoming the president. In fact, he's invoking for Muslim ticket. That after all, Jagaban's wife is a Christian. And as a matter of that, she can be looked at as the vice president, taken in command of the presidency. Mazi, I couldn't believe I had this. He said, oh, that's my personal opinion. So, the vice president was not able to do anything for the Christian group, even for his own church, even to represent them, advocate for them. There is a wife to the president that is going to be the one people, the so-called religious Christians, should look upon. Moving forward, Mazi, you talked about French Revolution. There is this famous French philosopher. A philosopher is somebody that deals with religion or belief. Whether you deal with it on the elemental forces, a platform or level, which is what we call religiosity, or you tap into metaphysics, or you go beyond, which is what we call spiritualism. You're a philosopher. That's the thing. But he's one of the people that revolutionized today. Let me go to the Wikipedia and read who he is, who he was. His name was René Descartes. There's no way you can take a class, even if it's a psychology, philosophy, sociology 101, without invoking his name, especially philosophy. He says, René Descartes was a French philosopher. Listen, one, he was a philosopher, a mathematician, scientist, and a lay Catholic who invented analytic geometry. You listening to me, Mazi? My audience, you're listening. This man was a Catholic, but yet he invented analytic geometry, which is one of the things that have propelled human civilization where it is. René did not say, because I'm a philosophy, I am not going to deal with things of science. This is where our people are getting it wrong. You can believe in whatever you want to believe, but that cannot, should not, will not, has not negated the main thing that drives a society into development and modern civilization, which is what? Government, rules, reality, science. You get yourself stuck in religiosity, you stay there, because it has nothing to do with our existence here or experiences here. It's not a place for it. And when you go back even and think about some of these famous scientists that were like Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, go and check their history. They were religious people, but that did not stop them from facing reality. You want to talk about the mind of man? Let's talk about the mind of man. Then we can move on to, this René said, because, I'm paraphrasing him, said, because I think, that means I am. What does that mean? What he's trying to tell you is, because I'm talking about the mind of man, which is what we are wasting in where we come from, and which what has separated us from being where we're supposed to be. He said, I think, therefore I am. But let me paraphrase it. He said, because I have the ability to think, and for you to have the ability to think, that means you have something called brain and mind. He said, therefore I am. Therefore I do exist. Therefore I am reality. I am not an illusion. That's what he was trying to. I think, therefore I am. Because I have the ability to think, to know, to be aware of my environment, to be aware that I do exist. This is reality for me. That's what he's trying to say here. I'm breaking it down. He goes on to say, the reading of all good things is like conversation with the finest men on the post-centuries. If you will be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life, you doubt as far as possible all things. You must engage your mind. You must think. How do I acknowledge reality? I live in a world of reality, not illusion. where I can touch, I can feel, I can see physical things. I cannot survive in this environment with illusion, with make-believe. Again, I'm going to stop by citing and invoking Yeshua from the Christian Bible. He came in flesh, according to them. They said that he is God, God is him. Fine, let me give it to them, the argument. But this God had to come in a flesh to be able to function in the physical realm. Because for you to be in the physical realm, you must be physical. And when he came, he did not breathe air. When he was here, according to the Christian Torah, according to the Christian Bible and the Jewish Torah, which is where you'll find him really, he practiced all the Jewish custom. He did not practice another custom. It was his own custom. The location where God has placed him, that was the custom, that was the values. He embraced and practiced all of them. He ate like you and I. He did not pray and get filled. He breathed like you and I. He did not imagine it and oxygen went through his lungs and came out. He poo-pooed. He did everything we do. He never one day sat down and said, let there be food. Even when they talk about the miracle he did, multiplying fishes. He did not pray and the fish fell from heaven because he was dealing with reality. According to the Bible, they had 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread. He started with something that was practical, and then, according to, if I have to believe that story, he engaged in the principle of multiplication. But he started with a reality. I didn't write the Bible. I didn't write the book. So one day, you that claim to be his follower wants to deal with illusion. And then you can turn around and tell me you don't believe in magic. It's illusion. Because anytime you don't believe in reality, the next option you have is illusion, which is magic. And at the last time I checked, magic is not something that is unstable. Even if at all, you might think you're perceiving it. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. It is called magic. We are in the world of reality. We must deal with reality. We must engage our minds. And one of the things, even according to the Christian Bible, God ordered men to obey the laws of the land. He did not say, just obey my law. He said, obey the laws of the land where you find yourself. So what is this telling you? Even the Torah, where we have our commandments, why didn't God just say, okay, I'm going to give you these commandments? It's going to come to your mind. He made Moses, according to the Christian Bible, to write it down and told them, practice this. That's an order. That is structure. That is societal constitution to galvanize and govern the people. Work according to this constitution and you will see things happen. And our people, for some reason, are chasing these people in the name of politicians and so-called priests, chasing shadow, like somebody that is an addict chasing high I will never get and forgetting reality. In my deduction, in my conclusion, unless we listen, which is what we're doing, which is what Mazi has started on Amadike, pinch ourselves and realize we're in physical earth, engage our minds, and come to the point where we say enough is enough. The role of a government is to provide us that threshold, the basic amenities, so that we as societies can take our futures into our hand, be able to unleash our each and everyone giving potentials. We are going nowhere. These are the few things or the major things that have set the way the civilized society from the uncivilized society. Those who have come to that awakening, that paradigm shift, to realize that the government is responsible for whether we develop or not, and not religious rules and regulations or beliefs. Mazi, I'm going to yield for now.
Thank you very much. We must continue, and we shall go into a few minutes break, so that when we come back, our lines will be open because our time is fast spent, although it is understandable. But remember,
yes, Mazi,
the topic of our discussion today is: should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in the modern society building? Do not go away. We shall be right back.
Mystery God. Absolutely no mystery God. There is no God in the sky, and there is no devil under the ground. Heaven is not in the sky, and hell is not under the ground. Heaven and hell are conditions of the mind, states of existence, and states of being. And so Jesus told us to stop looking for heaven in the sky. He said the kingdom of heaven is within you, and that we are the temples of the living God. That the living God lives in our temple, and he does not inhabit the sky, but he inhabits the higher realms of the heavens, of the realm of the secret innermost chambers of the subconscious chamber of the soul of man and woman. And this power bursts forth and emanates forth from him to set in motion a universal order based on principle and law. All of this set in motion by a divine power and a divine force that never dies. It's constant. It just changes forms. God is in man. Can't be in any man. He's got to be in the original man. Because if God is the first and everything comes from him, then he can't wait for anything else. He brings everything else into existence. There could be no white man if there were no black man. It is biologically and genetically impossible for the recessive white man to produce the dominant yellow baby. Biologically and genetically impossible for the recessive yellow man and woman to produce the dominant brown baby. And biologically and genetically impossible for the recessive brown man and woman to produce the dominant black baby. But that black man and his woman, the father and the mother of it all, can produce black, can produce brown, can produce red, can produce yellow. And if the seed runs wild or mutates in the womb of the black woman, can even produce an albino, something which is whiter than white, 180 degrees in either direction.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra Hausa service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi, Johnathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra London. Today is the 18th day of June 2022. I am here with Marien Haider, and we are talking or discussing about religion on a topic that says, should we or should our loyalty be to our nation or our religion in modern society building? Therefore, our lines are now open. Our direct number, our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view. We have a first caller on WhatsApp. Caller on Signal, hold on also, please. I'll come to you. Caller on WhatsApp, please start by giving us your name and where you're calling from. Can you hear me? Call on WhatsApp.
Good evening,
Mas Johnathan.
There, Mazi. Welcome to the program. You are the first caller. Please go on.
Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Chukwu Manuel. I'm speaking from my location. I greet you, my Johnathan, once again. I greet our sister over there. I thank God for our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who set up this platform to say the truth, to preach the truth, to defend the truth. I wonder if not Nnamdi Kanu, if not IPOB, what place like Nigeria will be in the next 50 years? What is going to happen to that place? Because there's no plan of moving forward. Instead, the criminality is increasing day by day. And our people in that place don't know their left or their right. Every country of the world, government first, before religion. Religion is just like, after the war, there's something they call club, social club. This social club is when you die, they will give you, or your parents give your parents money, or they bury you. That is social club. Just exactly like similar like religion. Though the religion, somehow, somebody can say that he's using it to communicate with God. That's a different thing. The worst thing that happened to Nigeria is religion. The damage these two religions created in Nigeria is difficult for one to explain. Because if you come to Christianity, you don't know where to start. It's just like some people going to open a shop. Some have their shop, big shop. Some have mega shops to collect money from poor people, reaching themselves, promising them going to heaven. And they agreed totally. And they are following them. When I heard about somebody said he's a man of God in the church, telling their members, if you don't have PVC, don't enter inside the church. If you don't have PVC, you will not take Holy Communion. I know, say, these people are fools. These people are criminal with the Bible. I weep for people. How I wish that this Radio Biafra is everywhere so that people will hear it and become a human being. That is my problem all of this while. I know that by now, this is about 10 o'clock in Nigeria. So many people have slept. We are people supposed to hear this thing and become something. Even though if you are not sleeping by now, you don't have light to charge your phone so that you will hear the truth. If so, I mean, the thing that our leader did for Nigeria is something that I don't know where and who will do this thing, if not our leader. Because everything about Nigeria, if you are listening to Radio Nigeria, if you are listening to TV or newspaper of Nigeria, you become the animal living inside the bush is far better than you. It's only in Radio Biafra I start to know so many things. That information, only information alone, can make a country to be looking like animal. Information. And that is Nigeria for you. Everything about Nigeria, what Fulani have did in the Hausa race, and what Fulani are trying to do in the whole Nigeria. If you see anybody who say that he's a politician in Nigeria, you kill him. Because he is working to kill you, not only you, to kill your unborn generation. Because Nigeria is made to destroy human beings.
Thank you, Mazi.
Only Nigeria, what they are doing is to deceive, to steal human future and destroy them.
Thank you, Mazi.
Nigeria
Mazi,
is worse than Satan. Thank you.
No.
I greet my leader, the man who set up this radio. It's not easy. Thank you very much.
Almost Biafra. Thank you. There we go. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Caller on signal. Caller on signal. Can you hear me?
Thank you, Martin.
Caller on signal. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go. Welcome to the program. Go on. Go on.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. May Chukwu Kikabiyama bless you and bless our sister Marien for coming out every Saturday to preach this gospel, that our people will listen and begin to, do something about it. And before I proceed, may Chukwu Kikabiyama continue to guide and protect our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even as the court his court case is approaching. We pray that Chukwu Kikabiyama will release him for us unconditionally on that particular day, that his name will be glorified. In the name of Chukwu Kikabiyama. He said, my name, fellow Biafrans, my name is Mazi Akas. I'm Austria. And by the special grace of Chukwu Kikabiyama, I am the IPOB Austria National PRO. Mazi, just what I want to contribute in this particular issue that we have today is to let our people know that this issue of believing all these their pastors and all those nonsense they are talking in Nigeria will never lead them to anywhere. Look at Oyedipo reading what the Fulanis wrote, the way they are going to destroy Nigeria. At the end of the day, he said, lift up your hands, let us pray. Why can't you tell the people, get your gun, get anything you can get to protect yourself, that these people are coming to kill you? You only ask them, let's lift up your hands and let's pray. I know prayer is good, but people should rise up and begin to understand. People should understand that it is a time we should stand up and begin to do something about this issue that we find ourselves in Nigeria. Yeah, Alex is in honor. Super. In the Höchststraße. And our people should know that it is a time we should continue to fight for this freedom we are fighting until our country will be liberated because Mazi and they kind of have made it easier for us to have a platform where we can be able to speak, where we can be able to, bring our suggestions that everybody will continue to live a life that will yield fruit to all of us. This is where we stand, and these politicians, even as they are preparing themselves to 2023 election, everybody, all of them, we are not dabbling into whatever they are doing, but all we are telling them is that at the end of the day, all of them will come back in shame, because Mazi Nandekane said, serve the zoo and come back in shame. Mazi, thank you, I bless you, my brother. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Remain blessed. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp.
Yeah, good evening, Johnathan. I can hear you.
Mazi, go on.
Yeah, good evening. I greet you, Mazi Johnathan, and I greet our sister to Madam Marian.
God bless.
I want to thank you guys. So it's not easy. We are listening. We are listening. Every Saturday I always pick up my radio to listen about this religious issue. Something. The problem is that the thing they have eaten deep into our people. So it's very, very hard to go out just wash it away just like that. But it's not easy. It's not easy. Thank you very much. And Mazi says about our FM radio station, especially in Igbo, Papa, because when I tell me that the radio is not working, they are not hearing it. I don't know if there will be any way. 2015, 2017, that transmitter we used to have that time, it covers almost Iguacha and Abba, and the transmitter is very big, and the one they are using now. I don't know if there is any way we can bring that again, because for me, I'm ready to contribute, because that transmitter is very huge, and it's helped a lot for our people to hear the broadcast, because this time most that's the most important thing, because during this our sit at home or other thing before sit at home or 30th of May, if we go yourself we comply more than other states, but this time around now they are not complying like much again. So please, that transmitter is very important. So I want our media head to look into it. Thank you so much, Mazi Johnathan. People bless you.
But I understand, and many complaints also. Very sad indeed. This radio, our FM issue in Biafra land is giving us a heavy headache, honestly speaking. Personally, I've been receiving complaints upon complaints. But IPOB is trying, honestly. It's not easy to work in that type of situation. A very hostile, more than hostile situation is not easy. But we must continue. We are not going to
sabotage.
Yes, sabotage everywhere from every corner. Caller on signal. Caller on signal, can you hear me? Caller on signal, can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Your voice is not coming out. I don't know.
Yeah, go on. I'm hearing you. Please, the whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Okay, thank you very much, Mazi. My name is Semi Chris, and I'm calling from Ethiopia. My dear brother, a lot of things have been said, but my regards to my sister there, Haider, but I don't know whether because of security reasons why she bear the name. Because here I have that she speak very nice Igbo language, so that name Haider somehow sounds somehow to me. So I don't know why. If she has Igbo name, possibly she can tell us the Igbo name before that Igbo name. than a header. That's a white man.
Okay. The cover of the book deal with the content, my brother.
Sorry?
Don't worry about the cover of the book, deal with the content.
What I want to say, a lot of things have been said, but the major problem is that there's one word I used to tell people, and more days are going on, I still view upon that words, and I find that is a reality. I used to tell people that there's a certain environment you will be. If you don't change the environment will change you. And it is obviously that about 80% likely that the environment must change you. And what is it, that environment? No matter how you are educated, how you sound very, very clean, lightly, very, very enlightened, you go to Nigeria and live for maybe after 6 years, listen to their TV, listen to the people around, honestly, you will change. What will change you? You start behaving like them. If you don't behave like them, let me give you an example. If you look at the hero here, you cannot just urinate in the street. Because there's a place you can go and urinate. But when I came back from there, I was traveling home, I was inside bus. We get between Ore. Police people block the highway. And there's something that touched me that day. The first time, after I've been many years here, probably the first time there, that was many years ago, about 10 years ago. So, you know what, that thing affected me. Then what happened? A lady just jumped down from that side bus, the same bus, I think, bus behind us, and carrying out her skirt, went by the corner of the road and you were right there. She opened her mouth, something that I have not seen for many years. Do you know why? This is something, if you, it irritated me at that moment, but after 1 week or 1 month, I continue seeing it on daily basis. It doesn't irritate me anymore. I become used to it again, to see people urinating in the street, even women. It's something very. So what am I saying concerning my sisters? A lot of things are said concerning how our people will be enlightened. But the problem is that the percentage of people that's enlightened are very few. The more ignorant, they have the more percentage of ignorant people, and that's why they're being fooled in religious, that's why they're being fooled in politics, that's why they're being fooled in social, political affair arrangement, even their rights. Even some Nigeria doesn't even know their rights. As a citizen, don't even know their right. Some of them, police will stop them on the road. They have their car, but they don't know that he has the right to have his car or drive in certain. He don't even know his right. So how are we going to educate people so that it become the majority, the people that are intelligent or understand things will be superior to those that are not? Because once we have this number higher, it will other people, the low one will like to imitate the higher ones, so that you see everybody will be enlightened. But I see something very difficult. Look at what happened. Now election has come. That we're talking about P2B, PVC, go and register. Those people campaigning go and take your PVC. And the same people that tried to vote out with PVC 4 years ago, 3 years ago, they couldn't with the same PVC. And now they have come back and said, go and get your PVC. You see why why people will say, but we tried this last time, it didn't work. How possible is it that it work now? They begin to look into it and see that it cannot work. So this is the reasons why people are daft, because the people, you get more number of people that are daft than people reasonable. And sometimes the criminals, even the ones they know, like what our sister said about the audios of Carl. I've been listening to the one that Kolomaro just said, yesterday or today, he said it. He said that PDP, we indeed will vote for PDP. That's what he just said. He couldn't, if he goes to his village, people will make choice to vote any party they wish. But now you come out and generalize it. And I think this is a deliberate work that sometimes when these TV channel people or other TV stations in Nigeria, they're all going around and bringing some idiots to come and speak on behalf of Ndibo. Sometimes they say, we don't want Biafra. Ndibo doesn't want Biafra. Who are you to decide? So this is the things they project. I think it is deliberate as they project all this. So bringing people, I'm looking at a solution. How do we bring up our people to be reasonable? Because those ones that are not reasonable corrupt the ones that are reasonable. More in number. So what do we do? The answer is, I said last time, I said, what do we do
to elevate the reason of our people. Because the problem I see and understand is they are not reasoning at all. What happened? You might as well you say people of Nigeria on the 15 minutes people. It's something that happened today. But if it happened maybe 2 years ago, it's about 10 years something. They can't even remember it again. Look at the distance we are talking about when France Revolution and other people, 18th, 19th century, it's about 200 years. And let the distance has taken the black people. Now, those superior to us in age, those that are about 70 years, 60 years, and that have no idea, even if they read it as a book, they have no idea on what happened or how to transform, make that change. But look at your age now, look at the age when you are talking about this. You see the gap of 200 years. That is the superiority of the white people and the black. You see the gap of their reasoning very far. About 200 years ago, they discovered that the monarchy system, just if you want to know what I'm just telling you, move around and meet somebody from the state. Just tell him about this monarchy. If you have life, he will kill you. This is their reasoning. This is the things we are talking about. You see that advancement of the white, for 200 years ago, they understand that the monarchy system is not working, that making one man a king is something abnormal. But today, some people are trying to defend. That is why they see governors, those in political positions, hey, my excellency, my organ, bowing down for somebody because he's paying you money that belongs to you and him. So the solution is that, now what do we do? I'm asking you this question after you respond me on radio. What do we do to make sure that we prove, apart from talking on radio and all that, what else can we do to make sure that we elevate the reason of our people? Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi, thank you very much. Let me, before I pick, I have people waiting on call. There is nothing more you can do than what we are doing. Talking. You know, human being is the only species of animal that converts or can convert their language into advanced or technology and advanced technology. Monkeys, they can communicate to themselves, but what matters to them is only they can say, come and eat. You don't know what, maybe they are talking only food. What concerns them is food. What they will feed their belly. I don't know whether I want. Let me talk more on this, please. Human being, why we are Homo sapiens, is that our advanced animal. We are referred to advanced animal. We are the only species, the only animal that are able to convert our languages into advanced technology. Other animals, they communicate. That is true. Other animals, they communicate in their own various languages. Even birds, they communicate. Other animals, they communicate. But their sole aim is anything concerning just feeding. Feeding. Nothing more. Feeding and or maybe danger. Nothing more. They cannot transform their language into, producing ordinary ink or doing something, produce something that will help them. So the question you ask, my brother, we cannot use gun and surrender person and say, oh yeah, believe what we say, tell you now, take it, change your bread. It is impossible. It is highly impossible. Let me tell you something. What brings about revolution is not a very big group of people. One person can bring a revolution, or a very tiny group of people. In Tunisia 2011, only one person, one vegetable seller, did the thing. He set himself ablaze, and all hell broke loose. The 2021 or 2020 NSAS protest. What started it was a video by one person in so-called Delta State today, where police brutalized somebody.
That video went viral on social media. It's not on mainstream media. And people on their own started rising up. Revolution is not something that you, oh, let us start tomorrow. That is why when I think about people that say revolution now, there will be revolution starting from next week. I laugh, Laugh won't kill me. I say, these people, which world are they, Seth? Revolution used to start spontaneously. Let me tell you what is going on. There is nothing more we can do than be talking. You know, our leader said that our people are like Uzuma Beke. That is why some people, when they say, oh, talking, oh, let us do this, they don't know that the people that are handling the leadership of IPOB are highly tactical. I don't know, but highly tactical. Because there is a way you can go on issue, it will backfire. You guys with too much on the thing will fall on you. Just like the house you are building, you didn't put pillar too much, the house will just collapse on you. So, my brother, what I'm telling you is that this, you see this talking, spreading the news. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes you start thinking, you start taking, you know, stock. So no, I say, but what this thing we are doing, is it working at all? Why are people still behaving like this? Now you see that something that have been methodically, gradually, heavily, they use gradual process, they use also heavy process, soft and hard method, all mechanism with money, with education for many years to brainwash, damage our brains. It's not something you reverse in one day or 1 year. It takes a gradual process. That is it. It takes a gradual process. You know, we are always, also, even me myself, it's always like that. We Biafrans, we are always like that. Mostly Igbo Biafrans. We want the thing quick. We are not patient. That is the thing. But we can study history. Mandela stayed 27 years. Imagine the Igbo people. 27 years. He stayed in jail. People, you know, if it's our people, people will start on the second year, people will start laughing and people will fall. Everybody will go back and say, nah, this thing, we shall beg, leave this thing. That is how our people are wired. What we're trying to do is to reset all those, you know, nomenclature. It's not easy. It's not easy. If our people are, you know, I used to say that our people, West Africans, are different from people in the southern part of Africa. They are more stronger when it comes to willpower, will. West Africans are very weak. I have seen it. You know, which West African country or can endure to fight for 39 years like Southern Sudanese? Which? Everybody now, all of us want to die. I beg, stop this thing. He said, let us be slaves. Everybody find your way how to survive. That is the problem we have. Imagine Mandela, we are praising now. Oh, didn't it in history? Praising him, Madiba. In South Africa, our people are trooping, doing good. But when they were fighting it, hey, Chineke, imagine it is our people. You take that time. Almost everybody will go there. They will be mocking you, saying, nah, you want to fight? I beg. Go look for money. Instead, make a white person friend, your friend, and even if use your brain. You know, we think that we are smart. Use your brain so that you get money. I beg. Anything they tell you do, I beg. You fight. All of us will die before you get that anti-apartheid freedom. I beg, leave. This is a problem. It's something in our gene. We need to remove it. That is why we hammer here all the time. And that is why inside you go to people commenting, you see one virus or the other saying, nah, talk. You people are talking. Preaching. I beg, we don't tire for preach. I've seen its comments. Very few virus. Because that is the way they are wired. Do you see it? So there is nothing again than to continue speaking. Because word changes human being. This talking, it is very powerful. Word changes, it can change you. A time will come, even when you listen, that is why the biggest evangelism is to tell somebody, please, do you have an app, IPOB Community Radio? That is what our leader have taught us. Just don't argue. Tell him, listen to this. When our leader was on air, once you do it to a boy and the 419, this word came out. He never listened before. Oh, you have concluded, and this and that. He said, don't worry. But listen to the app. He used to come evening and morning, okay? And the person will listen. Before you know, he said, but this man is arrogant. But wait, that thing is saying, there is truth there. You see, he became captivated. That is the power of talking. Well, I don't know whether you want to say something because people are waiting on phone.
Yeah, just quickly because you said it all. What are people? Some of them advocating is somebody who is going to. You find a fertile land, you want to plant some seed, but you did not till, and then prepare the land, and you want to put the seed. You're going to have a problem. So what we are doing now, we are in the fertilizing the ground. That's what we're doing. Because, like you said again from the religious context or Christian Bible, everything the Almighty God did was by talking. Creation was by talking. He spoke the word. This word we're speaking is an energy. That's the only thing that can stir the human mind. You don't stir the human mind with guns. You scare them. That is why ideology is the best or the strongest weapon to unclog. What we're dealing with now was an ideologies or ideologies that have been embedded in us from birth. That is why it's difficult. Behavioral land are difficult to unlearn. So what we're doing is brick by brick, precept by precept, dethroning, removing all these clogs and bringing a new and allowing people on themselves to see reality. Think about it, because when you have fertilized the people, pregnanted them, you don't need to ask anybody to rise up. That is the difference. When Mazi says there's a difference between volunteer army and those you pay. When you voluntarily come into a thing, you put in your best than when you are being moved or forced to do it. I'm going to back up.
Thank you. Caller on, let me see who is there first. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? You have been there.
Yes.
You have been there for how long? For 14 minutes. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. Thank you very much. This is your brother in the struggle. My name is Asanebo Elikima Izaniboye. I've been longing to be given the privilege and opportunities in a very long while, sir. Even though every day, every evening we are with you here in the Zoom, Nigocha, we are with you despite the fact that they are sabotaging our radios, sabotaging everything, but our app is raised with us. We have been highly informed, educated. We have been highly orientated by this platform. This is standard of learning. I keep saying, we coastal region of Biafra area. In any way, the quality and the economy, the business system of this construction, the zoological republic has been very terrible. Intentionally being strangulated and emasculated by the caliphate, we know that. They are making everything more difficult for everybody, so that even accessing information via our radio becomes a problem. If you can even afford the money to get the internet sources, to internet enablement for you to be able to listen, it's even a miracle, but we'll give God glory. We'll give Chico Gardner glory. See, sir, this is an ideology. We tell them when the going gets tough, we talk God going. It is impossible. The caliphate had already come late. We have been enmeshed and baptized into the baptism of Nnamdi Kanu. So the more they lay hold to this man, the plentier coastal area, the plentier the people who are joining, and that's my joy. I have been able to, within these few months, Mazi, go around everywhere, and I begin to
make a respecting perception as a thorough research about what is happening and the awareness of the Biafran struggle amongst our people. Even those who have been playing like a classical attitude that concern me today are fully and angrily, seriously and tenaciously in it. This just sabotaging of our radio has enabled us to spread this, our IPOB community app everywhere. And we have a way of doing it, which I'm not going to divulge here on this platform. So I want these people to hear Janjaweed that telling us that we are conquered territory in the south. You are wrong. We are waiting for you. We are knocking down together with our Igbo speaking Biafra brothers, and we are together because we are one. We are one. Nothing separates us. We here are just like one of my friends will say, we all die here. Instead, Biafra will not come. Biafra or Biafra. Instead, Biafra will not come. We see them run already on television. We see propaganda everywhere. Everywhere. They've not rendered nothing. Not afraid. It is our land. We know how to go about it. Mazi, coming to this evening's topic, it's amazing. Wonderful revelation like always. Today, yesterday, just like our previous the last callers mentioned, we read online about the warning given to churches to close, not to hold churches again. In the zoo, and the police. I saw it myself. I even watched the video. Shamelessly, the police heads are reading it out to the people and scaring everybody. And then one of the heads here in the Igocha responded. That's Chapel boss that encourage the people and after pray. What shook me was that I thought it was going to really act like a man they call Isa Oguba in the north, one of the pastors. You must all find yourself. What he said was, if you pray, and then secondly, everybody in this church should carry his banner, his sticker, bearing his picture on their cars and on their houses, and that will be as an emblem of salvation and deliverance. Then I say, wow. That man back to the book of God. Yes, sir. I have everything. I could send it to you. I screenshotted everything. I will send it to you after you do. I was like, wow. I say, could this be true? I remembered in the book of Genesis when God was bringing out the people of Israel from Egypt. The Bible reported that there was a particular country, Amalek, that withstood them and totally wanted to annihilate and exterminate them, and that angered God. Then subsequently, in the book of Deuteronomy, God said he has remembered what Amalek did to Israel when Israel was coming out. Other countries were helping them to gain entrance into the land of the promised land, but this Amalek withstood them. So right now, Moses should embark on a total war to exterminate Amalek, and Amalek's name will wiped off. Mazi, I'm going somewhere now. Now, do you know what happened? There was some, I think 4 days ago, our brother Kimnowe Tarinimi spoke about the topic, about the watchers, and he mentioned that there are 3 levels of watchers. We have the spiritual watchers, we have the media watchers, and we also have watchers, which is the ESN, and which are trained, militias amongst even the church. It's amazing, great revelation, and I thought the church was to imbibe this if they were listening. And I sat down to ponder on this thing. He gave us some months ago. I said, this is amazing. I was discussing, I'm going to show the people. Do you know that Moses was instructed by God? If pastors are, they should hear and hear very well. Moses was advised by God, before this war to exterminate Amalek begin, make sure you go mountain and make sure you be on your knee praying. And then Aaron and all were the warriors. Aaron and all will be running errands. Go to war. We had Joshua and Caleb and other soldiers were fighting physically. These are the ESN. And these men will be fighting physically. Moses will be praying, while the elder, the other leader will be in front from the battleground or battlefield to Moses to tell them how it is. Because of their doing their media war, so their media war, information sharing, dissemination of information, they came to discover that Moses' hand was going down. God said his hand must be lifted up. The moment his hand down, Israel begins to lose the war. When they lose the war, Amalek will be killing them and be killing them, showing that this war we are talking about is not a physical war. Yes, spiritually, spirit is involved. That is why we want to thank God for the eyes of our Father. Only God has opened our eyes to the power and the ability to cut them. And depending to an extent that he will be involved. These men that we are fighting, we know they are also people who are full of charms, invocation, and the rest of them. The power of Chugabiama and the spirits guiding the Biafra land will fight as spiritual watchers. Watch and pray. I want to say spiritual watchers. I'm not talking about pastors. I'm not talking about our traditional worshippers. I'm talking about people who know how to connect with God. They pray for them to go to the mountain like Moses did. As they are praying, everybody pray. Yes, some persons might dedicate themselves to praying, while some are the media warriors. I thank God for both you people, mainstream media and social media warriors. Amazing. Meaning, and then we have the men on ground, the insane and other men who are dogged and saying we are going to make sure physically we carry this battle to the gate of our enemies. And I want to thank God for what Hindu has done before it was kidnapped and taken from Kenya to Dutch, by which is going to be released very soon. We're not begging. So finally, what happened? Moses was praying. Everybody. Moses didn't say no. God said everyone should go and pray. No. Division of labor. Aaron and all were the media warriors. Disseminating information from the battle to Moses, from Moses to Joshua and Caleb. And they are doing their media work and interaction. Joshua and other soldiers were doing the physical battle. So when Moses goes up, Israel will begin to win. Prayer. It is time for this our local clergymen. It is time for them to understand and know that if they are called for as clergy, does not mean that everybody must go surrendering on their knee to the enemy in prayers. That was what happened. If our people knew very well that, see, we need to arm ourselves. Some of us must be. There must be a division of labor. Not in the church or in the community, in the market, in Biafra land, where men will be gallant, vigilante, with to watch and watch so that you fall not into temptation, meaning you fall into the snares of the wicked one. There are snares everywhere. Already we have been visaged around everywhere. So watching and praying simply means open our eyes. So our eyes, at last, Israel won the war. Biafra will win this war when we are able to the biblical principle of division of labor. It is time for pastor to stop giving us wrong information and wrong. Let us just pray and believe God. Take my sticker into your church and keep. No, it's federal doctrine, and God will watch you with your sticker and with everything. Will slaughter you. But there are no stickers in that church at all. And that place in that church, there were no stickers even in the church. So it is high time for everybody to wake up. Just France, wake up.
Thank you very much, my bro.
Wire to join the wing of this our calling. Join. It's your wire to join the or the ministry wing. Join. Everybody must do something. The work is division of labor. And by the grace of Chugabiama, in no time, Biafra will come. See, I see Biafra coming. And this is the hope of all of us. We wake up every day and night to
Thank you, Mazi. I don't know what is happening to your connection. Maybe it's off. That is a zoo. Thank you very much. I think you've made your point. Thank you very much. Yeah. We must continue. I have a caller on signal. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on signal.
I can hear you, Mazi, Johnathan.
Mazi. Go on, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Hela or Marien. My dear, you make me proud, honestly speaking. Both you, Mazi, including Mazi Namdekano, who brought this radio. Because what we are hearing here, we never hear it others. And even though we hear it others, it may be propaganda or lie. They hear the gospel truth. So may God bless you people all, honestly speaking. You know, including the IPOB members or both the media world, there is a wisdom into them. This is what I'm very, very glad. You know, very, very happy
You see, that my sister Diana is talking about what our own brother, Ojus Okale, is now defending Turumbu, that his wife is so this and that. Forgetting that even when we are talking, Aisha is crying in Asoro. Nobody hear that. He's crying, even ordinary palm secretary into this Asoro did not even give, he did not even breathe to even, they are always fighting. So now, you see, my brother, the type of the situation we are now, my dear, I need to say this open because we need to wage war. They are coming. You see, the humiliated P2B from PDP, humiliated, even warn him, give him caution. You know what Igbo man always like? When they beat him outside, he will come and look for his own brothers to beat too, so that he will bear by Basar. I wonder how this man will be kicked out from PDP and now from Labour Party that no even single governor that's going to secure his vote. You think that we are animals? We are not fools. I already know that he's going to hold up PPC and he is going to kick the Muslim brothers out from the power. He can never even kick INEC out or Nigerian constitution, including APC and PDP. But brother, we Igbos, we need to be careful because these people are already both south and north. You see them. 2019 the same, 2023 the same, 2017 they fulfill their achievement, honestly. And mostly, most of the people that are listening this our radio, my dear people, brothers, is outside the people, those that don't even care for North Nigeria. They are taking precaution. Country like Sudan, country like Chad, they have been working up indigenous people there. God bless you people and good night. All hail Biafra.
All must hail Biafra. Thank you, Mazi. We are gradually heading towards the end of the program. I have a caller. I think you're going to be the last caller. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Just hold on. Just hold on. Yeah, go on, please. Go on. Now it's okay. Go on, please.
Okay. I greet you, Mazi, Johnathan.